Hey, welcome back to Hanging in the Hideout. Welcome if it's your first time. The podcast that is by normal people for, I won't say normal people, but not celebrities. We want to hear what the average Joes are doing. If you want to follow us on social media, please check our description. All the links are down below. With that said, let's get on with the show. Today, we have the married couple, the Dros, Mama Dro and Dro himself, whom I work with and have enjoyed the company at 4th of July parties and just away from on duty and off. I'll say that, on duty and off. It gets interesting.
Yes, very.
Quite the bottle bash player.
Yes, we are.
I've never seen a person take a phone call, punch me in the crotch, and catch a Frisbee all in the same roll.
Without spilling my beer.
Without spilling his beer. Holding his beer.
While rolling.
Yeah, he was flipping through the air to catch the Frisbee and then punch me in the crotch and then gets up like, carries on his conversation like, what else can I do?
Right.
Yeah. It was pretty.
It was epic.
I still replay that moment.
Yeah.
I could see it right now just thinking about it. That's how impressed I was.
Putter actually has it. He videoed it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was cool. I like Bottle Bash. It's been quite fun. And then the guys will elevate the game and like, how fast can I throw this Frisbee to make it hurt their hand?
Right.
To where they don't want to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then it hits man hands like mine. I'm like,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. And then the Frisbee you hear go, ow.
Yeah. The Frisbee goes, oh, please no.
Those steel traps. Just.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to do that. I got some like those little varmint traps.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I need to borrow those.
Oh, really?
Hey, we really do for Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know y'all are passionate about that.
That's an understatement, but okay.
Let's start with creating, other than creating babies that y'all done.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Dro,
yes.
I understand that you make treats.
I do make treats.
You sell your treats too.
Yes.
And I will say, as a consumer of this baking goods, and well, I've had some of your food too, which is also good.
Mm-hmm.
But the baking goods, like, kind of give me a rundown. We were talking about it earlier of all these things you make, and roughly, just about it.
Mostly cupcakes. Mostly, I do cookies. That's about really all I like to do. I've tried to do like big decorated cakes. They make me nervous, so I just don't do those. But yeah, cupcakes, man.
And
that's my bag.
When we're talking cupcakes here, we're not talking some cheesy like you get at Walmart.
No,
cupcakes.
gosh,
no. You mix them up and you ice them, and then there you go.
Like, I think churro is my number one. Everybody just goes crazy over them.
It's definitely your biggest seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken doesn't like them. He doesn't like cinnamon.
And we're not. And she's not talking like a churro just jammed in a cupcake.
No. It's cinnamon cake.
Without giving away your secrets.
Yeah.
Like, kind of, there's texture. I don't know how you get bread or breading and goop or pudding or
pudding.
That's what it makes me do later.
I like the pudding. Yeah.
We love the pudding.
You're sticking the pudding in the cupcake. No, but
Right.
Okay.
But there, you keep it's moist on the inside, like goop. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm not
moist.
Yeah, moisty. And then it's dry, and like they stay separated.
Yeah.
What's the trick, man?
I don't know. I got the gift.
Yeah.
So tell them what kind of cake it is and what you put in it.
Yeah,
right. It's a cinnamon cake, cinnamon flavored cake, and I fill them with dulce de leche or caramel.
You had me at the leche. I don't know. I was joking too.
And then that means sweet milk, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brain just got wrinklier.
And then they're coated in cinnamon sugar. I roll them in butter and then dip them in cinnamon sugar like a real churro. Then I make a cinnamon frosting for them.
God, everybody goes nuts for them.
Do you know what? You should start a website.
No,
I'm
nervous.
have the name for it.
What's that?
And you got to pay me a little bit of royalty for this name.
Okay.
Bake Hub.
Bake Hub?
Yeah. Because, I mean...
Or maybe Cups Only?
No.
I'm trying to relate. Which one is that?
The Fans Only?
Oh, Fans Only Fans. Yeah.
Oh, Only Cups. There we go.
No, but the... because the way you describe that, like the flavor of your cupcakes is so rich, deep. It penetrates a different area of the mouth.
Wow. Okay.
You know.
Wow.
It does.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the
Mhm.
flavor is full.
Mhm.
It's not like, you eat a cupcake and it's kind of dry, got that icing, blah, boring. But
Okay, you've been a witness to her banana pudding cupcakes.
yes. And I love banana
So as
pudding.
a consumer, give a little bit about that. What do you think about them?
They're delicious.
That's a word.
Like what, without giving away our actual location, what service area do you have mile wide? Mile wide. I can't
How
talk
far
now.
out would you go?
Yeah.
I mean, I usually just do like home pickup, so the people come to me. But I will deliver. So
Or meet up.
yeah, meet up. I don't know, 50 miles or so. I don't know. It's mostly everybody local, and they know where we live, and they come to the house. And
So she's actually looked into what it would take to actually like ship. Like if somebody in New York said, "Hey, I want some of her company's cupcakes," okay, it would be astronomical to be able to ship them and keep them fresh.
yeah, see, I
And
just don't
it's
want to
not
get
cost
into all of
efficient.
that.
But do you have a way that people make orders other than friends and all? Do you have out like a
Yeah,
website or something?
Yeah, I've
Mhm.
got social media, but yeah,
For the
people
media.
message me on it, and I get, that's the biggest way, and word of mouth, of course.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Are you staying pretty busy now, or
it just comes and goes. There's certain times that I'll get 5-6 orders, and then there's nothing. But I don't do it to make money. I do it because I like to bake, and I don't want to eat it all myself. So
Yeah.
this
Oh,
way.
I
That's
sure
true.
enjoy when they show up at the station.
Mhm.
Golly. And
I've
I
got
have to
some-
watch myself because I'll eat them until I get sick.
I've got some new flavors I've been working on. I'm going to bring up there for everybody to taste test.
Yeah,
Her,
that's
her
right.
latest flavor that she made that I really enjoyed it. I'm not a sweet eater, but I really enjoyed it. Was her PB&J cupcakes,
Oh,
peanut
so
butter
good.
and jelly. And I'll describe it as a consumer. It's a white cupcake that's got grape jelly in it with peanut butter frosting, and it's freaking phenomenal, dude. I'm telling
Tastes
you,
just like a peanut
it
butter
tastes
jelly
just
sandwich.
like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, only better.
Yeah. Because it's not like just any peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Right.
Absolutely not.
You said it's something else about it. What'd you call it? Like you referred to something with the peanut butter jelly. I don't remember what. It was just in the moment.
I guess when just now?
No, in the kitchen.
Oh Lord, I don't remember what I said
Yes.
3 minutes ago,
okay.
much less what I said in the kitchen.
Okay. Well, no, it was something. The way you described it kind of drew more of a picture, like it was a special peanut butter.
Okay,
and jelly
this is the
sandwich.
way I see it, and just because I make them. But remember when you were a kid and you were out and it was hot, you were playing in the sprinkler, and your mom told you to come in and get you a snack, and she'd made you that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You had that nice big glass of cold milk, and boy, you were hot, and that PB&J just hit different. Boy, that's your mama's PB&J sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
That's you just wrote your own commercial.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
But see,
hot, Tommy. I want to go in for a snack.
But yeah, they were good.
Let's grab a PB&J cupcake.
Yeah.
Mama Joe's PB&J cupcake.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Now,
I said Mama Joe's.
I know who
but
you're
it's
Mama
Mama
Dros.
Dro. Mama
We knew who you're
Dro.
talking about. So
Right.
yeah.
But I'll put it to you like this: what she does in the kitchen is basically witchcraft, and what I mean by that is there's not a lot of people that's got what Italians call, and I got a big Italian part of my family, what they call the hand,
Oh yeah.
meaning that either you have the hand to cook or you don't, and if you don't, you better stay away from the kitchen. This young lady over here has definitely got the hand. I'm telling you. I mean, here's living proof. Look at this gut. I mean, come on.
And speaking of mead, making things, you make mead.
I do, amongst many other things, but mead, yes. So mead, for those out there that do not know exactly what mead is or have a misconception of what mead is basically a honey liquor, not necessarily a wine, but it is a honey liquor, which dates back to in the Nordic times into the Viking era. That's when it's really started grabbing its popularity, was during the Viking era. In a quick little history lesson, Viking are not a people. Viking was an occupation. Okay.
Hey, thanks for clearing that up
Well,
because I thought it was a people.
No, Viking. If you were a Viking, that meant that you went raiding. You went Vikinging.
Oh, okay.
But Viking was not a culture of people. That's what they referred to the Nordic people as, because that's what they did. They would go Viking. That was their job. And in the off season of Viking, they would farm and ranch and do their normal jobs, right? Anyway, so I digress. Going back, that's where mead really kicked off. I've experimented with a couple of different, well, actually, probably about 4 or 5 different flavors. I've made a cherry mead with tart dried cherries, and when that came out, it was phenomenal. It was good. It's very smooth. There's no liquor taste to it. You know how like tequila or whiskey will hit you hard.
Yeah, there's
Right.
no burn.
Yeah, there's no burn to it. It's very smooth. And as a
super
matter of fact,
sweet.
it's dangerous because you can be drinking it and not realize how much you're actually getting in there.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. And depending on how I process each batch depends on the actual alcohol concentration in it.
Do you monitor it
I
as
do.
it goes?
I
Where
do.
you check sugars and all that stuff?
Yes. Well, there's no sugars.
No, it does.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's honey.
It's honey.
Well, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I
So
see what
natural sugar.
yeah,
yes,
I'm
but
talking
you're-
about the fermentation.
Yeah, the fermentation process. Yes, I do. I check it when I first make it, and then about halfway through, and then at the end, and that keeps me within the guidelines of what I'm wanting. Because I don't want something that's 100 proof, because then you get the burn.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should collaborate. I could make a mead cupcake.
Oh, that's true. We could do that.
I could do that.
You absolutely.
We should experiment.
Yes. So I think we should. But anyway,
I mean, after 33 years.
we should collaborate on something, right?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, the latest that I have made, and I brought some for you to try later on today, is mead made from agave nectar.
Oh, it's so
And
good.
it is phenomenal,
So
dude.
good.
It's going to knock your socks off. I'm going to tell you, it's good stuff.
Well, after I finish my drink here,
Yes.
we'll discuss something, and you can grab it. And here at the end of this episode, we'll taste it on
that sounds
on
great.
the air and just
That sounds great.
see a natural reaction.
You're
Okay.
getting the stink eye from the gremlin because she can't partake.
That's right. But
I'll describe it.
yes, we'll let him describe it wholeheartedly.
Now, didn't you bring some of this mead to my TAC retirement whenever I got off TAC, and we had a party out there at the lake?
Was that what that
At
Club Lake?
Club
Yeah.
Lake, yes.
Was
And
that
then-
what that
I
party
did.
was
And
for?
then someone drank it and like grew hair instantly.
Yes.
Yeah. Wasn't that a little bit potent, that batch?
So that batch, yes, that batch was running about 93% alcohol.
Oh, it was rough.
It wasn't rough. It was different.
But someone sat and drank that whole bottle, I think. Was it
Two,
you?
two of those bottles. No, it was not me. I will not
I
say
knew
his
better.
name, but he is a training sergeant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drank 2 of those bottles. So when I bottle these, I bottle them in the old fashioned dark glass bottles. It's got the little stopper with the lock top on it. I don't know what you actually call the damn things, but
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
he drank, and they're 32 ounce bottles.
I don't know. 24?
They look more 32-ish.
Yeah,
I
I'll buy
think
they're
32.
I bought them. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he drank 2 of them.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yes, and he still talks about how good that is and
Yeah, he
how he
does.
wants me to make him more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good Lord. I will tell you this. I've had a lot of people drink my mead, and I've had a lot of people ask to buy my mead, and that won't happen. I will give you my mead, but I'm not selling my
Right.
mead.
Right.
Number one, I don't want to go through the hassle of the whole TABC bullshit
Mhm.
and all that. But also, once you start selling something like that, it becomes a job.
Yeah. Keep it a hobby.
Yeah, like I make medical tinctures, like for restless leg syndromes and for hot flashes for women, and for concentration stuff for people with ADHD, joint pains, and stuff. I make all kinds of medical tinctures at home.
I forgot about that.
Yes, and I give those to people. I won't sell them
So,
because I
like
don't want it to be a job.
The ADHD. Like give an example. Like what do you do for that?
I make a tincture for it.
Yeah, I mean like what's
With
in
what? Go to cola?
It's got
Little cocaine
it's got
and-
go-to
Yeah,
cola and some ashwagandha, and it goes through the process of the tincture, which I'm not going to give away my process.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. I don't want to give away any of their secrets. I
Right.
just kind of give it a little.
But I do mine a little bit different than most people do, and it's a little bit more potent. Like I will tell you that I make one for restless leg syndrome, made out of dried fava beans, and yeah, you.
I bought all the Chianti.
No Chianti.
I know.
Yeah. Susie said it. That
But-
popped in my mouth.
But it sounds crazy, but it works. My mother has been taking it for 5 or 6 years now, I guess.
Yeah.
And before she started taking it, her RLS was so bad that when she would sleep at night, her heels would hit her in the middle of her back from her legs jumping.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It was bad. My dad would have to sleep in another room or move all the way over the edge because it was that bad.
Or bounder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I made this tincture and I developed RLS. Well, I can't take any of the stuff the doctors give you because they're narcotic
Right.
based. And with my job, I can't do that shit, right? So I started looking for stuff and I found this. And to make a long story short, I tested out on myself 2 or 3 times before I was like, okay, I'm going to let my mom try it. After a week of taking it, my mom had no symptoms.
So did they slowly digress or did it just?
Over about a week's time.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It was. I'm a big proponent of homeopathic medicine.
But how do you do it? Do you have like a book that you look it up, like the ingredients, or is it you just
So-
know what each herb or whatever does?
You have to research your herbs.
Yeah.
And when I say research, I don't mean just like, hey, let's Google and see what ashwagandha does. No, you have to put in hours of research.
Because everything has some like ashwagandha, for example, has multiple
Yeah.
purposes.
Yes,
And
yes,
And you can mix it with other stuff to get different.
yeah.
yeah. And
results.
when you start cross mixing herbs, you get a different medicinal purpose out of that herb than what you would if you did it by itself.
Do you have a special hat that you wear while you do this?
No.
I'm going to get him a pointy wizard hat.
Yeah. Which is where I was going.
Oh, okay.
That was a segue into Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I understand you are.
A Potterhead.
Are you really like
Yeah.
deep into it?
Huge.
Because I know you collect things. I can't remember
Yeah.
what all you collect.
I've not been fortunate enough to get to go to any of the Harry Potter worlds or anything like that. So
Is there a Harry Potter cruise?
There actually is.
Oh, is
out of
there?
London.
there may be, yeah.
There
That'd
is.
be
We looked
crazy.
at it.
That'd be too many kids. I don't want to deal with all that.
Yeah. So
Now, ask her if she actually has like a real Harry Potter wand and robe and
do you?
I've got many Harry Potter wands from the different characters. And I do have a Hufflepuff robe because I am a proud Hufflepuff.
You are
The Huffy
honorary or official?
Well, I mean, it's, I guess, just honorary.
So Harry Potter is one of the. Have you read the books and all that? And watch the
Yes.
movie. You're one of those that
Oh, yeah.
watch a book or read the book, watch
Yeah.
the movie, all that.
I've read the books probably 10 times
Good
through.
Lord, that's
Yeah.
like a 6-inch book. But so my first one, I don't remember the Harry Potter. I only made it halfway through one movie.
Uh-huh.
It is the only series that I got physically mad at and quit watching. And the reason being is because Harry Potter, in my mind, he's this wizard. He's
Mhm.
going to learn how to be a wizard and all that. And they do this 4-hour long, and I know exaggerating, but they do this 4-hour long movie-ish part in the beginning just to get him to the academy or whatnot.
Right.
But then he does one MFing spell in the first movie that I waited for. And it was like wind or something that knocked some kid down on a table. And at that point, whenever I realized that's all I got, I turned it off and I was mad the rest of the day.
it was Expelliarmus.
Yeah, he did Expelliarmus on Draco Malfoy when they were doing the wizarding duel.
Dude, how good would you be at like Harry Potter trivia?
I've won a few contests.
Oh, you do? You've done it?
Oh yeah,
I do that. Yes.
You do it?
Yeah, she
Yes.
did it.
Because when we take our cruise on a certain,
And she don't stink.
but when we take cruises on this certain carnival or certain cruise that we do, they have Harry Potter trivia almost every time. That and Friends, the TV series.
Little
And
trivia.
she has won some ships on a stick.
Yeah, that's what they're called. 100% ship on a stick.
What's
It's a
this?
trophy. It's a trophy.
Oh, okay. Let's try.
Oh no, somebody's. put
What
myself-
house? Ooh, what house at Hogwarts does Harry Potter belong to?
Gryffindor.
I took her half second. Let me just skip through here. Okay, here's a hard one. So it says, what's the name of Wesley's home, or Weasley's home?
The Weasley's home. Hold on. Look, see, you put me on the spot. I kind of go crazy. The Burrow.
Yep.
God, I was like panicking.
Oh yeah, the suspense. What magical creature pulls up the carriages to Hogwarts?
A Thestral.
What object must be caught at the end of?
Snitch.
Hold on, at the
End of a Quidditch game.
end of Quidditch game.
A snitch.
Yeah, it's
The golden snitch.
Boy, it's like she read my mind because I was like,
Which they're actually made from birds, the golden snitch bird. They're magically transfigured.
what is the Dumbledore's full name?
Okay, hold on. Albus. I'm going to get them all mixed up.
That's
But
okay. As long as you get them all, I'll give it
it's
to you.
Albus, Brian, Wulfric, Dumbledore.
Missing one.
Oh no. Albus, Brian.
Can she do it for
I
$1
can't
million?
think. I can't think of it. Not right now.
Percival.
Percival.
Wah, wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah.
That is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I gotta say it
It
because
is.
all those would be like, I don't know.
She's 100% Potterhead.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
she's a real Potterhead.
And what got me,
Potterhead.
what was crazy is
Potter.
because way back when, I guess our oldest son was, my mom was wanting to find something for him for Christmas, and she didn't buy just, bunch of junk. And I said, I've heard a lot about these books. They're young readers. I said, get him that book and, we'll see what it's about. So she bought him that book. And I said, well, I'm going to read it first just to make sure it's age appropriate. So, man, I opened that first book and I tore through it. And I immediately, it was already several years old. I think there was 3 other books out by the time we got into them. And so I immediately went to the store and I bought the next 3 books. And it was just, I tore through those books. And then when we would go on like road trips, I would read the books out loud to the car, and they really enjoyed it. And now I listen to them on audio.
So like movie or books, which is
Oh,
better?
books,
It's always
1,000%,
books.
1,000%.
So to kind of give you an example of how much of a Potterhead she actually is, when we went to Scotland to Edinburgh, we had to go to the White Elephant Cafe or restaurant or whatever that place is, tea house, White Elephant Tea House, because that's where J.R. Tolkien.
No,
No,
that's Lord of the Rings.
What's her name?
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling, the lady that wrote the books. That's where she sat and wrote the Harry Potter books.
Yeah, I've got pictures of the table she sat at, and you could see Edinburgh Castle from that seat, and that's how she got the idea for Hogwarts. And they said she wrote a bunch of notes on like little napkins and stuff.
Oh,
and
that's
so,
cool.
Yeah, it's real
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I like hearing the history of how someone came up with something because
Yeah.
Oh, she was literally a rags to riches
Yeah.
person. She was living in her car when she wrote those books.
Her and her daughters.
she's doing nice now.
Oh,
Yeah.
If she was smart.
She's pretty
Oh, no, she is.
controversial right now. She's made
Yeah.
some pretty controversial remarks.
No.
The
Yeah.
cancel culture
You
don't
can
want
always-
anything to do with
well,
her
also
anymore.
while we were in Scotland, we went to eat one night, and all their restaurants are like under the pubs.
Yeah.
Like you have to walk down into the basement, and that's where the restaurants are. We're sitting there eating, and we look across there, and I asked Tracy, I said, "Is that lady that wrote the books?" And she's like, "Oh my gosh, it is." I said, "Well, go say hi to her." She's like, "No."
No.
I was going to go say, "Hey, my wife wants to say hi." And Tracy's like, "No, sit here." I'm like, "Okay."
I told him, I said, she didn't want to be interrupted. I said, you don't like people interrupting you with stupid questions
Which
when
is-
you're eating.
Which is true, but they do. So,
I know,
Yeah.
but you got to be respectful.
Usually with our most loved joke.
yes.
What is it?
if you don't behave, I'm going to have these officers arrest you.
That's
Or,
one. That's
"I
my number
didn't
2.
do it."
Yes, my
Yeah.
number 1 is I didn't do it.
I
It's
hate
like,
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't do it.
like, come on, I haven't heard that 40,000 times by now.
Exactly. Oh, you were talking about in an earlier episode about famous people we've met.
oh yeah.
So myself and another officer that works at the PD that is a very good friend of mine went out to Cotton Patch and was eating one night. And while we were eating, this man walks up to us and he was very polite. He says, "Gentlemen, I know you're eating and I'm sorry for bothering you. I just want to shake your hands and say thank you." So we shook his hands, and the guy that was with me, he was like, "Oh, okay, well, thanks, you know." And as soon as he walked off, he was like, "Man, I wish people wouldn't do that." And I looked at him and said, "Do you know who that was?" And he was like, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So I pulled up a picture on my phone and I said, "Does that look like the same guy to you, tattoo and all?" He's like, "No way. It was Goldberg."
Really?
Yes. He owns some land over in Sulphur Springs area.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I know that we mess with his wife every once in a while. That sounded bad, but she gets drunk and we.
The singers, the country singer.
No.
No?
It was an actor. I can't think of his name right at the moment. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up until I did. But anyway, we arrested her a time or two for PI.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's probably more important that we don't remember now.
Yeah.
Probably.
So you have a favorite holiday?
Yes.
Halloween.
We do. Halloween.
Why Halloween?
I don't know.
'Cause it's the
just
coolest.
Fun. It's just fun.
What you do something special at your house every year, correct?
Yes.
And you take how long to set it up?
2 to 3 months.
Well, I start actually making decoration stuff probably 6 months in
Yeah.
advance.
Yeah, we've already started working on this year's.
Yeah.
We're always planning,
Yeah.
planning. So as soon as Halloween's over, we start brainstorming.
So just for the folks out there that don't know, we live in a 2-story Victorian home and we have a wraparound front porch. And we section off half that porch with plastic and make a haunted tunnel for all the kids to go through free of charge. And because we enjoy doing it, but every year is a completely different theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
So every year it's a complete reconstruction of all the props and everything.
And I have to say, this last year's, oh my God, that's probably my favorite one we've ever done.
Yeah, the one we did this
Yeah.
this past year. So we can talk about it, but we won't talk about the one that's coming up in October.
Right.
Okay, because we like to keep
Surprise.
it suspenseful.
Kind of,
Yeah.
kind of suspenseful.
Right. So this last year we did a sunken ship haunted underwater thing.
Yeah, pirate
type thing. So I built the front of a ship and put under there. Did you come through?
I did not this last
You
year.
should
I
have.
haven't in a couple
I've got
years.
a video.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you. Or
Yeah.
did I show you the video?
Uh.
Okay, I'll show you the video.
But we took a bunch of our jacks, which is what we call our skeletons, and dressed them up like pirates and stuff. One was a captain, one was, just pirates and stuff, and had them sitting around. I put 450 pounds of sand
Yeah.
on our porch for the sea bottom, and we put up tapestries that looked like underwater and stuff. Then I had a
backdrops,
backdrops,
like picture backdrops.
yeah, that covered the entire plastic and walls. And then we had a bubble machine in there that was blowing bubbles to make it look like bubbles under the water.
Yeah.
And I bought these lights that are water shimmer lights is what they're called. And so you had this bluish green color and it looked like shimmering water.
We bought like little plastic silverfish, hung them all from the ceiling to look like a school of fish. We made jellyfish,
Made coral.
made coral out of pool noodles. I mean, there's a lot of DIY stuff we're
Yeah.
looking up all the time. And but my favorite thing is we took one of our big skeletons and we suspended him from the ceiling, and we had made what looked like scuba tanks, and we put the mask on him so he was like diving down towards this
Had
pirate ship.
flippers on.
Yeah, he had flippers on, and we just had big casks of gold and jewels and stuff. It was awesome.
So
But I forgot. We bought these like 6-foot inflatable tentacles.
Tentacle arms.
Yeah, like octopus tentacles. And we put them all on the inside to look like a giant kraken,
And
And
then
we-
on the outside too.
Yeah, there was some outside like he was coming out. It was awesome. I think last year's was awesome.
So other than the Kraken, like what would happen to make it haunted?
Well, so you have to remember we have all kind of ages come through. We're talking about from
We don't make them
from
super
diaper
duper scary.
babies to
Yeah,
infants all the way to adults. And so it's not like a jump scare type thing.
It's more
It's more
suspenseful
suspenseful. They scared themselves more than anything in there is going to
expecting the thing
Yeah.
to pop out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
and like I said, they never know year to year because there was one year it was all spiders, and we had spiders dropping from the ceiling and a spider that jumped at you, and so and
Another year we did a haunted Egyptian tomb. And so we had, I apologize.
Sorry, you gotta quit smoking. I'm not joking.
No, I don't smoke.
I'm just-
Allergies, though, I hate them. Our youngest son dressed up like a mummy and was laying back behind a sarcophagus that I'd built. And when people come by, he'd reach out at them, and stuff like that. So
I know you told me about one. Maybe it's that. I thought you had a zombie. Did you have a zombie?
yeah, we
did.
had
We did a
zombies. We
zombie
did
one.
zombies.
Yeah, I
a
remember you
few
talking
years
about
ago.
like
We
you
had
a
several
cage,
people.
a cage and everything
Yeah.
set up.
I built a big cage, and my oldest boy is behind it, dressed like a zombie.
We've done aliens.
We did a dollhouse one year. It was phenomenal.
Ugh, I hate dolls.
Dude, it was phenomenal.
Hate dolls. That one was not my choice.
And surprisingly enough, dolls is a lot of people's fear.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that until we did it.
it turned
But,
out pretty cool.
Yeah, and I made this whole shelf area and put mannequin heads on there with different masks and hats and stuff. Well, in the middle of that, I did a cutout, and my youngest boy, I built it to where he could sit behind there. And when I say my youngest boy, he's 31 years old.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say.
Yeah, he's a grown
Yeah,
man.
It's a
Bring
big
the
family
chickens.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But he sat behind there, and I made it just perfect to where his shoulders fit right underneath the board. So his head set the same level as the mannequin heads. And when people walk by, he'd turn his head and talk to them, and obviously it would freak them out.
yeah, that would make me
Yeah,
jump,
the creepiest.
especially if I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the creepiest thing about that, we found this animatronic
Rocking-
baby doll on this rocking horse, and she sings, and and she does this little la 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 la, and it's creepy. As I told Dro, he needs to put that doll up in the attic. I said, because it's gonna come kill me.
Yeah.
I hate dolls.
I'm not putting that damn thing in the attic. I put it in storage room.
Yeah. Oh, I hate them.
Yeah,
Hate them.
My daughter got a little music box. It was
Yeah.
one you crank,
Nope.
Oh yeah.
but it was like itsy bitsy spider, some kind of. But she would play it real. Ding,
Slow.
ding,
Yeah.
ding.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think she would
nice.
sit outside your room
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just sit there. You're like, what is that sound? And then you realize she did that. It made some of the boy or the younger ones
Yeah.
like nervous
Yeah.
the first few times. Then it was like,
Well,
hey, quit.
I will tell you, it has become such a phenomena where we live that one year we took a cruise in October,
Yeah.
First
We were a
part of
little late
October.
going.
and I had props made and stuck off in my garage, but I hadn't put up the plastic or nothing. And it was like, I
think that
guess the
was-
second week of October we got back,
Yeah.
and I was off that weekend, so I started putting up the plastic. I cannot tell you the number of people that stopped out in front of my house, rolled down their windows like, oh my gosh, we're so glad you're doing that. We thought something happened. You weren't going to do it. We've been in the grocery store like around September-ish area and hear kids talking about, we want to go to that house on the street.
Yeah. We want to go to that
Yeah.
haunted porch house, and
The
It's-
one that does something different every year,
Yeah.
and to me, that's a cool thing.
That is.
yeah.
And does it go through all the way into your home or just
No,
just
we don't.
across
No.
the wraparound?
Yeah. I don't like people.
It's
let's
the
them let 'em in
longest
my
part
house.
of our.
Yeah.
Now, family and friends, they come over and just go in and out and in and out, but it's become a big family. We've got friends that come over and brings candy and helps pass out candy. I bet we give out anywhere from 12 to 1,300 pieces of candy
Ooh.
Easily.
easily.
There's probably, on average, I'd say probably close to 1,300 kids a year comes through.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that even at the station they talk about it.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Well,
We enjoy it. We love it.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Here we
it's
don't
free.
even get a trick or treater. So
Well, no, I mean, but you live a little far out too.
yeah.
But I will tell you I think the best thing for me is that we started doing that way back in 2013
When
or
we-
2014.
Yeah, right.
In 2014 when we moved in, and slowly down the street, more people put out lots more decorations during
Yeah.
Halloween. And like 2 houses east of or west of us now, he puts out a big thing in his yard, with animatronics and stuff now. And so it's growing through the neighborhood.
I bet, yeah, you're bringing in the
Yeah.
kids, and I wouldn't doubt if they knock on a few neighbors' doors and there's like, we never have anything. Kind of
Right.
let it make it
Well,
grow
and
that way.
we live in an older neighborhood, but slowly there's
Historic area.
yeah, younger families are moving in who want to do more,
Yeah.
So it's fun, man. We just enjoy it. I love watching all the costumes come through, and the kids will come through and they'll just run around and come right back. And there's so many. I don't know. I'm like, do you need candy? They're like, oh no, I've already got candy. I just want to go back through there. So they're pretty honest
Oh
about
my
it.
Lord, they're honest.
Yeah.
Because
that's
be
good.
like, okay.
And
that's
kids
fine.
will leave and they'll come back. I had to go get my mom and dad and show them, So it's really cool.
And then there's an officer that we work with that lives 2 houses down from me, and he's like, y'all are too much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, but his kids go through there. I bet.
Oh yeah, they
I bet
come
those
through
boys
3 or 4
went through-
times.
Oh,
Easily.
or more.
Yeah,
or more.
Yeah.
But I love it. I just
That's
love
awesome. Changing channels just a little bit.
Okay.
I know you kind of touched on it a little bit. So you're part of a team, the Norway Vikings. Is that like Captain Thor that runs the team?
it. Oh.
You bet.
No, the Nordic stuff.
Okay, what about it?
So I know you take it pretty seriously. Yes. I don't know exactly what it is. You started explaining it, which didn't want to feed into it at the point because we weren't there yet. But the Vikings is a job, not a
Yeah, it's an occupation.
people.
Mm-hmm. So I don't mind putting it out there. My belief system is Norse pagan.
Okay.
Okay. So I believe in the Nordic gods. That being Thor and of course Odin being the All Father, and I can name all 183 of them if you want to, but there's no need in it.
No.
At any rate, that's just the path that I found in life. But the reason I found that path is because that feeds back into my ancestry. So by having professional genealogists go back and see, where I came from. Okay. Like most folks, you end up being a melting pot of some sort, right?
Right. Yeah.
But most of my bloodline comes from my mother's side of the family, which goes all the way back into Iceland.
Okay.
And from Iceland into Ireland, into Scotland and the United States. And Eric the Red is in my bloodline, which in turn would mean that Leif Erikson is in my bloodline.
Okay. So how much, did you do like a 23andMe type thing?
No, I did a professional. So when I found out that I was part of Clan Lammit, which is a Scottish clan, I found out that we were part of Clan Lammit. We actually got involved in the North American Clan Lammit Society. And it's people that belong to Clan Lammit in Scotland that live in America, in North America. And through there, they have professional genealogists. And so they do things for you. So my Scottish clan is Lammit. And that clan came from Ireland, which came from Iceland. So it just worked its way through all the way to America. I'm very much into my family heritage, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm covered in tattoos. Well, 99% of all my tattoos are Nordic of some sort, One of my favorite sayings out of the Havmal, which the Havmal, to break it down into simple terms, is the Viking Bible. Okay, or Nordic
That's what
Bible.
people say it is.
Yeah. It's not. It's just words of Odin put in a book, But it's not a Bible like you would think, like the Holy Bible.
Right.
It's not like if you do this, this will happen. If you don't do this. It's not that. It's just wisdom sayings. And I have it tattooed on my arm, and it is, wherever you find harm, regard it as your own, and show your enemies no mercy. Basically, that's what that saying is. Take up the shield for the weak, and the people that are trying to hurt the weak, don't show them mercy.
So it's kind of like a creed to live by.
Yes.
Type more.
Yeah. Type thing.
So in that, is there any traditional practices or anything that you
Absolutely
perform? Like what, if you don't mind? I don't know what they are or anything.
I mean,
so.
we could be here for decades going over this,
Y-
but
Yeah, we're just talking about the surface here.
yes. So just to scratch a little of the surface, there's blots, things called blots that we do. And despite what people out there may think, it has nothing to do with any kind of animal sacrifices or anything or human sacrifice. We don't sacrifice anything. Okay. And the thing with the Nordic gods are very petty and jealous. Okay. But they also, you don't pray to the Nordic god to get you out of a situation. You pray for strength to get yourself out of that situation, because they're like, you got there, you need to figure this out, but we'll help you if you want help to have the strength to get through it and the courage to get through it. That type of thing.
Yeah. And there was one, and this just popped in my head. There's one Viking ruler. I'm not sure what you call the head guy, a king. Okay. Isn't it king?
It depends. He could have been a laird. He could have been. It depends. Was he over an area or was he over the whole people?
It was him. And when he died, like all his wives got buried alive with him, and that may be just traditional practice. No, it was one that he had live.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so
they were in progress of conquering areas.
So typically on a traditional Viking funeral, when a laird, which is basically a ruler of an area, which falls underneath the king.
I guess it would be like a lord.
Yeah.
In kingdom times or whatnot.
Right. So a laird was like the mayor of that area, and that area may be, several thousand miles.
I think they called them earls or jarls too.
They did lairds, earls, jarl.
They had
a jarl was different from an earl.
Oh, okay.
A jarl was right under the king, and then the earls, and then the lairds.
In today's day and age, every trailer park has a jarl.
Jarl.
Yeah. Come here, jarl.
But let's say, for instance, let's take the highest rank. Say a king of that Celtic area. Okay, when he died, he was placed on a ship, and with all of his possessions, golds and stuff like that. What? Weapons, most definitely weapons. And his sword was always in his hand, even during death. And then that ship was put out to sea to be lit on fire to die so that he can enter the gates of Valhalla. There was always a handmaiden put on that ship, being a virgin woman.
Yeah, that's what it was. A virgin woman. Okay.
Virgin woman.
I remember that. I thought it was a wife.
It was an honor for that woman. It wasn't something that, like, oh my God, I don't want to get burned up. It was an honor for them if they were chosen. They're like, you bet, let's go. I'm ready. So yeah, that's traditionally what it was back in the day. Of course, you can't do that anymore because there's laws.
People frown on that stuff.
Yeah,
I'd read an article, speaking of, to jump in, I'd read an article about that the other day where the sacrifice, the female, was actually given a sedative type poison, and then like the priestess, the high witchy woman or whatever they call them, the priestess,
the seer,
they would like pierce their heart, not hugely, but just
where it leaks a bit.
Yeah. And so they died slowly, but they weren't consumed by the flames. They were dead before the flames like consumed them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So it was a merciful sacrifice.
Yeah.
If
they didn't slit their throats or anything like that.
No. I didn't. I was watching a documentary.
Alive,
I was watching a documentary, and I just remembered that just popped in my head because I was like, oh.
Well, and to be honest,
and I think they were very monogonistic. Is that the right word? Monogonistic, yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was. I think it was a virgin, not a wife, or something.
Yeah, it was virgin maidens, and that's to wait on them in Valhalla in the afterlife.
Okay.
But the other thing is whenever I die, I've told my wife I want a Viking burial.
Yes, and I was going to go across that because didn't you call the Coast Guard or
yes,
confirm
and
it
so
to the
you
Coast
can
Guard?
actually do it through the Coast Guard. But how you have to do it is she has to have me cremated first, and then my ashes are put on a boat that they provide. It's like a 4-foot skiff.
Oh, okay.
That's wooden. They take it out into the Gulf outside of boating areas. They light it on fire and let it burn to ash and sink into the ocean.
So that's it.
Yeah,
like
they don't let us shoot arrows at it, flaming arrows or anything.
Be like, you go, brother.
Oh, because that would be some cool shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I need
You just your
a new quiver, please.
Right.
I'm gonna hit this
Right.
eventually.
4 hours.
No, see, that's
Yeah.
another thing too. I'm glad you said that because the archers that had the honor of lighting those ships had to be spot on.
Oh yeah.
It was the best of the archers.
So, have you seen I guess it's a spoof Viking show. I don't even remember the name of it, like North People or something like that. Anyway, they had it, and they had a Viking funeral in the beginning, and I laughed so hard because the dude could not hit the boat, and it's starting to get out of
We're gonna have
range.
to watch that.
And you'd have this guy who'd be like, hey, Nugget, do you think you're gonna hit it soon? I don't know if you can get that far. That kind of thing.
Right. You're gonna have to find out the name of that. I'm gonna need to watch that.
Okay, I'll look it up later.
But if you're talking about Viking movies,
yes,
you need to watch The Northman.
Ugh.
Okay, that's a
not.
show?
That's the one with Alexander Skarsgård.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
Oh, okay. There's a series on.
There's
right
a series
now.
of the Vikings, which is cool. They kind of follow the life of Ragnar Lothbrok, which honestly, there's no proof that he ever really existed, but there's no proof that he didn't.
It's kind of a Robin Hood type thing.
So in even in the Norse, the Nordic culture, they will tell you that they don't know if Ragnar Lothbrok actually was a person or if he was just a myth.
Yeah.
But now his brother Rollo actually did become the king of the Danes, and go into France and become king of France.
Yeah. Wasn't he William the Conqueror's father?
Yes,
Rollo?
he
Yeah.
was.
We've got friends who are related to him
Yeah.
by, generations. We've got good friends that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like I've never understood. I've watched, I watch documentaries. Most of them are history, just general history.
Mhm.
But I have run across the Viking stuff and all that. It's pretty intriguing,
It
to
is.
say the least.
And it's
The
Nordic.
mindset.
It's Nordic. You said the Viking.
Oh, I'm
Well-
sorry. Oh, well, the Viking job.
Yeah.
And you wear kilts, yes?
Yes, I do.
almost asked you to wear one. Here.
So
He had it out.
I had it out
He had
today,
it out.
and I was gonna wear it, and I told her, you know what? I don't like the way it looks with this, and I really want to wear this shirt.
Yeah.
So it was the shirt or the kilt.
Yeah.
And so
I would have taken both, even if they didn't match.
I thought it looked fine. He just didn't like it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had it laying on the bed.
Almost because I wanted you to stand up and be like, not that a guy wearing a kilt's anything weird. It's just you don't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. I do see it on occasion, and I do stare because
Well,
it's just
man, men
unique.
in kilts.
And
Woo,
on
baby.
Amazon, the tactical kilts.
Mhm.
Like I think our tech team should be
So
wearing that.
the kilt I was going to wear today is a black denim kilt, and
Yeah.
it's a work kilt.
Yeah, that's right. You told me you got.
Yeah, it's got
work
pockets
kilts.
in it and everything.
Dude, that's awesome. So,
Yeah.
do you have like family colors?
Yes, and it's called a tartan.
A tartan, okay.
Mhm.
And what are yours?
Well, it's a plaid. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
It's a plaid, and it's green and blue with a thin white line running through it. It's beautiful. It's the Lammit tartan.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. You have what's called ancient and modern tartans, which is two different patterns. And then you have also what's called your hunting tartan, which is more of your brownish colors, but it's the same pattern style.
If someone's like born again into the family, are they a re-tartan?
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, that tickled me more than.
That was late.
Yeah, that was super late. So your family crest,
Yes.
what's that look like?
Looks like this.
It looks like this.
He says,
Very cool.
"How?"
What's that say on it?
It's all in Latin, and it's Nars
Neck
Sparsus.
parcel. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
remember what it
What
says.
what it means is neither in death nor mercy.
Neither in death or mercy.
Nor mercy.
Cool. Do y'all go to medieval fairs?
Yeah, we go to the Renaissance Fair
we
a
hadn't
lot.
been in a while, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we went all the way to Oklahoma to go to one because I hadn't been in one in forever. Do you ever go to the one over here? In,
Waxahachie.
No, in Munster, not Munster. Is it Munster?
I don't know.
I think it's Oktoberfest. Never mind.
Yeah,
I know.
That was awesome.
Was it,
different culture.
Yeah, different. Same thing, right?
there's a
No.
there's a Celtic fest in like Terrell or
No, in Page,
no,
down by
that's
Austin.
that's the Viking festival
Oh yeah,
in
that's right.
Page. But there is a Celtic festival. It's Terrell or
Sherwood Forest. It's not Terrell. It's Tyler, isn't it?
Tyler. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like Tyler. I couldn't remember, but yeah, we've not been to those. We only go to the one down in Waxahachie.
Now we
Did-
used to go to the North Texas Irish Festival every year, and
To
being
the-
a part of Clan Lammit or being part of Clan Lammit Association of North America, I used to be the regional
Spokesperson.
no,
Kiltsman.
the regional commissioner
Oh, okay.
for our area, and I would set up tents at Scottish festivals. You know, my youngest boy and I went all the way down to San Antonio and set up for one. You know, we'd set up in Arlington and just different places, you know, and really enjoyed it, you know. But as life happens, you get busy, and that's just a part of my life that I had to move away from because I didn't have enough time.
So you do when you go to the medieval times festivals and all? Do y'all dress up?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. I got to join y'all on one of those.
Yes, you do.
They're
What-
fun.
What kind of weaponry do you carry?
So I've got a battle axe, I've got long swords, I've got skin dews, I've got
What's a
belt
skin dew?
dirks.
What's the skin do?
So a skin dew is a little sheathed knife that stays down in the stocking
Oh, okay.
on your leg, and it's kind of a last resort weapon.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it means dark knife. Dew means black or dark in Celtic Gaelic.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
and-
So it means like dark knife.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something of that aspect. But I mean, yeah, I've got a lot of different weapons to carry. You know, I've got enough for you to carry if you'd
Yeah.
like to come with
Oh,
us.
yeah. I would have to.
You have
do
to
it
like
loner.
if you take them to Scarborough, you have to like safety. You have to
They have
wrap
to stay
them.
sheathed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was at your house, and we've been drinking a little bit, and I
Imagine
touched
that.
Surely
your
not.
sword on the wall, and you didn't seem too happy.
I was not.
Yeah. I was having fun.
Mhm.
But what is that sword? Like, what you told me what it meant, but I've been drinking. I don't remember.
So I actually have the two swords you're talking about, one stacked on top of the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bottom sword, the one that you grabbed, is actually the Dros.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. The
My-
Dros.
yeah, the Dros family sword.
Oh, okay.
A replica.
Yeah, a replica thereof.
Replica.
And it was used during the Crusades. And if you remember below there's a whole plaque that tells everything about that sword, where it came from, and
The
the
name of
history
the
behind
family
it, and
all
the
that.
family meaning behind it. And on the end of that sword was a banner
Oh, I remember
that
that.
was
Yeah.
my
Okay.
family crest from
Okay.
that's the Dros side of my family.
Oh, okay.
You know, with the raven and with the ring and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Very
So
cool.
that means a lot to me. Our youngest son had that specially made for us as a present
Oh, that's cool.
to her and I. So yeah, that's probably why I was a little pissy.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Well, give me 2 seconds, and we'll get your mead, and then we will. I'll have a fresh taste.
get both
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. So the two meads that we have tonight or today, whatever this is, one is made from traditional honey. The other one is made from agave nectar. Agave nectar was kind of an experiment for me, and I tried it, and it came out phenomenal. I'm going to let you taste both.
Okay.
Okay. First one.
Let's show them the bottles real quick so they can see it.
So these are the bottles that I bottle it in. And yes, they are reusable bottles, but I sterilize them after every use. Let me see this.
Dros Original.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Good Lord.
It's not
It's
as
a
much as you
hellacious
think.
taste.
No, hold on. Don't drink it yet.
Is
There's a
it, this is the
tradition-
honey?
Yep.
Is
There's
that
a-
why it's golden?
There's
Yeah.
a tradition behind this.
Ooh, it's
Smells good, doesn't it?
like a beery smell.
Yeah.
I mean,
told him
fermented.
It was,
It's going to
But
be.
yes, but there is no hops, no barley in this.
So, what ingredients do we have in here roughly?
honey.
Honey and
water.
other things.
Yeah.
And there's some
Your-
Carl-
Dros
yeah,
secret?
Yeah.
Hey, give a
Anyway.
little image. Yeah, there you go. It's kind of golden.
So before you take a drink
Oh.
of that, we have to hold our drinking vessels up, which if I'd have worn my kilt, I'd have brought my horn.
God.
Yeah.
that
He's
would've
got a
been
drinking
awesome.
horn.
Yeah,
It's
I
I've
saw, I
got
saw a
several
picture of
drinking
it.
horns.
Okay.
And then we say skull.
Skull.
Not
What's that?
skull.
No, not skull. Skull.
Skull.
SKOL. Skull.
Skull.
I'm driving home tonight.
That's good. That's really good. What proof is that?
This one here is only 70 proof.
Oh, only. But you're right. It doesn't have that burn.
Yeah.
It's a smooth flavor.
This one here has got 82 proof on it.
I like this other one. This one he's fixing to give you.
Are you empty?
Yes, but I'm going to wash my palate with some water
That's
so I
fine.
can taste it. I don't know about downing that much.
It's really not that much. Drink like a Viking, brother. I really wish I'd have brought my horns. That would have really set it off.
I just wanted to be horny.
So if you see the difference in color,
Yes. Yeah, this is the agave
this is the
Yeah.
one with agave nectar.
that almost has the look of lemonade.
Yes, but then smell it.
I want him to make a lemon mead. I think that'd be fantastic.
It's a lighter smell.
It's very lighter smell.
You can kind of smell the planty,
Yes.
the plantiness of it.
Skull?
Skull.
Not
Are we
skull.
supposed to tap? My bad.
You can.
Skull.
Skull.
Yeah. I like the aftertaste of this one better, but I like the taste overall of the honey.
Very good. So my next venture is going to be orange.
Oh, that would be good.
Yes. And I will also want to make a blueberry one. We've talked about blueberry.
Yeah, the orange would be really good. I like citrus.
I really want to find him some Texas mesquite honey that's made from bees that gather only from the mesquite trees when they're blooming.
Mm-hmm.
I want to find him some of that.
That-
And maybe
that'd be a
some
real
blue
good-
on it.
Yeah, that'd be a really good Texas mead.
Yeah. Or pecan.
Yeah.
Get your-
You're lighting up over there.
Yeah, I am. I think we're about to have gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Gremlin. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going out different. Hope you enjoyed talking about the profession of Viking. It's already hit me.
Viking.
Whatever that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if you want to get a hold of them or whatnot, you can email us at hangingatthehideout@protonmail.com, and we'll forward your questions to the Dros. Or if you want to hook up with Mama Dro, you just let me know. Not hook up, but Big Dro would kill me if I was doing hookups with his wife. Oh, that sounded
yeah.
even worse. Can someone
Just
take this
stop
shovel?
while you're
Just take this
ahead.
shovel.
Just-
Yeah.
We're out. Thank you.